My fiance wants to go on a romantic dinner with her boss. I have been with my fiance for several years now. She recently graduated and got an amazing HR job with a pretty high-profile law firm. The guy who started the firm is known across as being an ambulance chaser, shyster and scammer because very frankly he's trying to portray that in his commercials. So right after New Year's, my wife came home and announced that lawyer dude is taking the whole staff out to celebrate on January 20th because it was the firm's biggest year ever. This is the timeline, January 5th, she tells me to keep January 20th open because partners are invited. Cool, I can do that. January 8th. Sorry she was mistaken, it's just a work party. She tells me it's cool if I make other plans that night. No problem. January 13th. She lets it slip, it's not really a party for the whole office, just for the people the boss thinks were part of the success. I'm starting to get a little sussy baka here. January 14th. Miraculously, all the people going to dinner with the boss are under the age of 30 and female. Now alarm bells are really going off. January 18th. The list is down to 2 people, my wife and another new attorney. So, if I'm hearing this correctly, the 2 people mainly responsible for this 20-year-old company's biggest year ever are both recent college grads, both female and both around 25? My fiance says, aren't you proud of me? A few days ago, the big day, boss texts her at like 11 a.m. and says, hey, since this is supposed to be a celebration, don't drive. I'll send a car service for you. Fiance still doesn't smell anything fishy, so I ask her just for my own edification, ask what he says if she tells him that's a great offer, but my fiance knows the restaurant and he can drive me. Boss replies back in seconds, sorry if I had to change restaurants at the last minute, I'll send the car. My fiance looks at me, apparently without the screeching submarine klaxon and Klieg lights that are going off in my head, and says, see, it's all cool, I'll just take the car service. I'm freaking the F out. I told her that she can't go. She called me a controlling a-hole. I told her that this whole thing has been shady as F and I relayed out the timeline as evidence. She said that me hoarding evidence like this is an example of how I'm a controlling a-hole and she wants to go to the dinner now more than ever. I told her I might be an a-hole but I'm not stupid. She told me over and over again he's married, he can't do anything that would affect his marriage, so you're being the stupid one. That leads me to believe that even she understands the larger implications that are at play here. She locked herself in our bedroom and hasn't come out for at least an hour. She ended up going to the event and came back later on Sunday evening. She didn't speak to me all day Monday and the last words I heard from her were Sunday night after she got home as she slammed the door to our bedroom saying, you're still a controlling a-hole and we're breaking up. Her nuclear bomb is always saying we're breaking up, whenever she doesn't have the upper hand in an argument, so I didn't make much of it and in reality I was just relieved that she was home and apparently nothing bad happened at the dinner. So like I said, Monday she didn't say a word to me. I was only able to get into our bedroom to get some clothes and I couched it again Monday night. Whatever, she was mad, she was embarrassed that she didn't see it coming, she was angry at me. I figured I'd give her some space. So I did. Tuesday morning I noticed she was getting ready for work. I couldn't keep my mouth shut anymore and I incredulously asked her if she was really going back to that job. She said, why wouldn't I? I told her because the owner of the company had done a month-long manipulation to get her into a 3-way with his other little side piece. She said that I was an idiot. I was flabbergasted. As she was stomping around the house putting her shoes on, putting on her makeup, and whatnot, I told her that if she shows up to that office today and doesn't quit or follow up with the state bar, he is going to know that she's okay with what happened, at least on the surface. Even if she doesn't have intimacy with him, he knows that she has a really high tolerance for his bullcrap and he's going to keep working at her. I also told her that she has an MBA with a focus in HR, it shouldn't take an angry redneck auto mechanic to tell her this. Her last words to me were, yes effing a-hole, I am the professional. You aren't, and slammed the door. So Tuesday I had no idea what I was going to do. I knew in my heart I needed to end the relationship, her situation with her boss notwithstanding, rather her method of fighting, name-calling, silent treatment are just not acceptable. But I still wasn't sure. She got home Tuesday and was clearly rattled by something. She was still silent, but a sad silent, not an angry silent if that makes sense. She absolutely would not tell me what was wrong, but she didn't lock herself in the room this time. She just sat almost catatonic on the couch watching Big Bang Theory, which she hates. My assumption, she effed him, her or both. She gave into him. I have no proof of this, but after all the bullcrap, after the quick change in her behavior, it's the only thing I can think happened.